We're going to go through the process of creating a surface body from the sketches in the 3D sketch part for the scoop. So at this point you should have created several 3D sketches. With surfacing, there's an art form to this. What we're looking at here is basically a 3D sketch that has half of the final hood scoop form in it. And we're going to use this sketch to create a bunch of closed sketches, and then we're going to use the surface fill tool in order to generate the surfaces. So my surface menu is turned on over here. If you don't have that, you want to right click up in the menu area and scroll down. At the bottom there'll be an arrow that you can adjust, and then there's surfaces. You want to have that toggled on. That'll put the surface menu over here. This filled surface tool is the tool we're going to use to do most all of this. We'll then use the knit tool, which is not available to us now because we don't have more than one surface. So for each surface we're going to create a 3D sketch that bounds the surface that we want to use. So the way I'm going to do that, I'll start out, I'll come up here, get sketch, select 3D sketch. Then I'm going to use the Convert Entities tool to bring the sketch entities into the 3D sketch that I want. So right now I'm going to do the rim around the mouth of the hood scoop. So notice I just did single segments there instead of it trying to do the entire contour. So I have one single closed contour. I'm going to exit the 3D sketch. Now if you notice, I have two 3D sketches over here. With the second one selected, I'm going to click the filled surface icon. It'll take a moment because SOLIDWORKS is fitting a surface to that. And basically what we have there, if you can imagine kind of folding a piece of paper and then bending it in half, we've created that surface. SOLIDWORKS basically maps the surface out using these end contours and the sides. So we're going to check OK on that, and that's the first surface we've created for this part. The next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do this top surface here. So the way we're going to do that, we just continue this through the part. We're going to go to 3D sketch. I'll click on that surface, or that edge, sorry. Convert this edge. Convert this edge. And convert that edge. And trim those out by clicking on them. Leave that. Click again, and you can see more of that surface is put in. So now I have two surfaces. If I click on the surfaces, they show up as two different surfaces over here in the feature tree. This last surface, put it in the same way. Exit out, hit the filled surface icon, and then we fit a surface to that. So now we have three. Two or three more and we'll be done. (3D sketch). Convert each of our segments again. They're all converted. Leave the sketch. Do our filled surface. (3D sketch) again. trim. Everything should be good with that one. Leave the sketch. Fill. And you might think you're done, but we're going to do the bottom as well. So for the bottom, we want to do 3D sketch, invert, 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 leave that, fill that in. So that's complete. Now, I have half of this. I have a whole bunch of surfaces, and I want to get the other side. So I'm going to go to Mirror. So I'm going to go to Features, Mirror. I'm going to select this plane. Then I'm going to go to Bodies to Mirror. It's going to treat each surface as a separate body. So we want to select all of our surfaces. And you see we create the other half of the scoop that way. Then I also want to do a surface fill operation. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the front face of this. So I want to go back to Sketch, 3D Sketch, invert that edge, and this edge, exit, and fill. So now I've got a completely solid hood scoop. Not much air is going to flow through it with it being like that. That's okay. It's a whole bunch of surfaces. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to knit them all together. And I want to select all my surfaces. And I want to select Try to Form Solid. Okay. So let's see if it works. So this is showing up as blue inside, so that means it's a solid. And turn my section view back off. So now I'm going to go over to Features and I'm going to shell it out. And I want to shell out that portion and the bottom. So show preview. I probably will have to drop the thickness a lot in order to get this part to work. So preview's not working. I think I need to go down to like 30 thousandths. There you go. So there it's shelling it out to about a 30 thousandths thick piece of carbon fiber. Okay, it did give me a radius of curvature warning, so you could have to drop that down a little bit further, but the geometry basically seems to be okay. So you could drop it down a little further on the shell. Go back in and edit the feature. Then we'll drop it down to 20 thousandths. Okay, so that is creating the 3D surface model in SOLIDWORKS.